Many people move through life feeling as though they are passengers rather than drivers. Circumstances change, opportunities appear and disappear, and problems arrive unexpectedly. For some individuals, life feels like a constant reaction to events rather than a direction they consciously choose. Yet psychology shows that there is a powerful difference between people who feel controlled by life and those who feel they control their lives. The difference is rarely intelligence, talent, or luck. Instead, it often comes down to mindset, the way a person interprets events, makes decisions, and responds to challenges. People who feel in control of their lives tend to share a set of mental habits that shape how they approach the world. These habits allow them to maintain direction, resilience, and purpose even when circumstances become difficult. They believe their actions matter. One of the most important psychological traits among self-directed individuals is the belief that their actions influence outcomes. Psychologists describe this concept as an internal locus of control. People with this mindset believe that although they cannot control everything in life, their choices still play a significant role in shaping their future. Instead of saying, "There's nothing I can do," they ask themselves, "What can I change? What can I learn from this? What step can I take next?" This perspective encourages action, and action builds momentum. The more someone acts intentionally, the more experience they gain, which strengthens their belief in their ability to influence their circumstances. In contrast, people who feel powerless often believe outcomes depend entirely on luck, fate, or other people. When someone believes they have no influence, motivation decreases. Over time, this belief can create a cycle where inaction leads to fewer opportunities and reinforces the feeling of being stuck. They take responsibility for their choices. Another defining mindset of people who control their lives is responsibility. They recognize that every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the direction of their life. This does not mean blaming themselves for everything that happens. Life contains unpredictable events that no one can control. However, these individuals focus on how they respond to those events. They understand that even choosing not to act is still a decision with consequences. When something goes wrong, they resist the temptation to place blame entirely on circumstances or other people. Instead, they examine the situation and ask what they can improve next time. This attitude creates continuous growth. Each experience becomes a lesson rather than a permanent setback. They focus on what they can control. A large portion of human stress comes from worrying about things outside our control: other people's opinions, economic changes, social expectations, and uncertain futures. People who control their lives develop the habit of directing their energy toward what they can influence. Instead of obsessing over external factors, they ask practical questions such as, "What action can I take today? What skill can I improve? What opportunity can I create?" This focus creates a sense of progress. Even small actions can restore the feeling of agency and movement. Over time, consistent effort in controllable areas leads to meaningful results. They embrace discomfort. Growth almost always involves discomfort. Learning new skills, pursuing ambitious goals, or changing life paths can feel intimidating. People who maintain control over their lives do not avoid discomfort. Instead, they learn to accept it as part of the process. They understand that fear often appears when they are entering unfamiliar territory. Instead of interpreting fear as a warning to stop, they treat it as evidence that they are expanding their abilities. Each time they push through discomfort, their confidence grows. Eventually, challenges that once seemed overwhelming become manageable experiences. They think beyond the present moment. Another powerful psychological habit among self-directed individuals is long-term thinking. Many people make decisions based solely on immediate feelings or short-term convenience. However, individuals who guide their lives intentionally often think about the long-term impact of their actions. They ask themselves questions such as, "What will benefit my future self? What habits will help me grow over time? What small steps today could create bigger opportunities later?" This mindset encourages discipline and patience. Instead of seeking instant gratification, they invest in skills, relationships, knowledge, and experiences that accumulate value over the years. They adapt when life changes. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. No matter how carefully someone designs their goals or maps out their future, unexpected changes are inevitable. Careers shift, industries evolve, relationships change, opportunities appear in surprising places, and challenges emerge without warning. The truth is that uncertainty is not an exception in life. It is the normal condition of life. People who feel powerless often struggle when these changes occur. They may become frustrated, discouraged, or stuck when the original plan no longer works. Because they expected life to follow a predictable path, any deviation can feel like failure or loss of control. Some individuals spend a great deal of time wishing things would go back to how they were, resisting the new reality rather than adapting to it. However, people who maintain a strong sense of control approach change very differently. Instead of seeing change as a personal defeat, they view it as a natural part of growth and development. They understand that progress rarely follows a straight line. Even the most successful careers, relationships, and achievements are usually the result of many adjustments along the way. For these individuals, the goal may stay the same, but the path to reach it can evolve. When obstacles appear, they do not immediately abandon their ambitions. Instead, they ask themselves practical questions. What can I learn from this situation? Is there another way to approach this goal? What new opportunity might exist within this challenge? This mindset allows them to pivot rather than quit. Psychologists refer to this ability as psychological flexibility, the capacity to adapt thoughts, behaviors, and strategies when circumstances change. Psychological flexibility does not mean giving up on goals easily. Rather, it means being open to modifying how those goals are pursued. They manage their inner dialogue. Perhaps one of the most powerful tools people possess is their internal voice, the ongoing conversation happening inside their minds. Negative inner dialogue can quietly undermine effort. Thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough," often discourage action before it even begins. People who control their lives pay attention to these thoughts. They understand that thoughts are not always facts. When negative thoughts appear, question them instead of automatically accepting them. For example, instead of thinking, "I always fail," they might reframe it as, "I'm still learning how to succeed at this." This small change transforms failure from a permanent identity into a temporary stage of growth. Over time, supportive inner dialogue builds resilience and confidence. They see challenges as opportunities. Another key mindset is the belief that abilities can improve with effort and learning. This perspective is often referred to as a growth mindset. Individuals with this mindset view challenges as opportunities rather than threats. When they encounter difficulty, they ask, "What can this teach me? How can I improve my approach? What skill is this situation asking me to develop?" Instead of avoiding difficult tasks, they engage with them. This willingness to learn from failure allows them to progress steadily, while others may give up prematurely. They create meaning and direction. People who control their lives often have a sense of purpose guiding their actions. This purpose does not need to be perfectly defined. It simply means they have values or goals that give their efforts meaning. Purpose acts as a compass. When obstacles arise, as they inevitably will, purpose helps individuals stay focused on the bigger picture. Even small steps begin to feel meaningful because they contribute to something larger. Without direction, life can feel random. With direction, even challenges become part of a meaningful journey. The mindset of control. Controlling your life does not mean controlling every event that happens. No one has that level of power. Instead, it means controlling how you think, respond, and grow. By focusing on personal responsibility, embracing challenges, managing inner dialogue, and maintaining a long-term perspective, individuals gradually create lives that feel intentional rather than accidental. In the end, the most powerful control a person can develop is not over the world, but over their own mindset. And once that mindset shifts, everything else begins to change. If you enjoyed this kind of psychology and mindset content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What mindset shift helped you take control of your life?